Hello, entrepreneurs, artists, and creators. This is Dave from Founder Dojo. Hey, we are now on episode 5 of Back from the Abyss. And I want to give you guys a quick update. Last time we talked about clarity, the importance of clarity. And I want to give you just a progress. I think it's only been 2 days, maybe 3 days, since I defined the target slide. I since then have gotten more specific on mini screens that I've been accessing in my imagination, where I've been transferring my consciousness to these mini scenes. And I want to go through those today because what I uncovered was pretty interesting. Okay, so we talked about the current reality, the target slide. Essentially, everything that happens in reality is a mirror of what's going on inside. So the thing you want to define in the target are the circumstances of this target slide, this reality that you want to live in, and then what are your thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and actions? Who do you have to become to live in that experience? And then to go from current to target, what will happen is there's some bridge experiences that will get you there. So you don't need to worry about the bridge experiences. You just need to focus on the target slide and follow impulses, do what comes natural, take the next logical step without being too passionate or excited about it. Just kind of like, this is my normal thing that I do. And what will happen is the universe, the quantum field, source, God, whatever, the spiritual power that we all have will fill in the gaps, fill in the bridge experiences. So I want to share in the video I just recorded, I gave you 2 examples of synchronicities that just happened today after 2 days of playing these mini scenes. So I want to tell you what the mini scenes are and tell you what I uncovered, which is pretty interesting. So there's going to be 3 mini scenes. The first one is me living in a beautiful home, and I've defined the beautiful home as a nice new modern townhouse that has 2 bedrooms upstairs, a primary and a second bath. They both have en suites. The first floor has the kitchen, dining area, living room. It's a beautiful white kitchen. It's got all the amenities I need. It has a hood that has an outside vent because I cook a lot and I need a vent that goes outside of the building. And it has, in the dining area, I have like the perfect circular dining table with 4 chairs. In that area, I'm going to put my desk. In the living room, I'm going to have my couch, 2 chairs, my awesome TV, all this stuff. So this is like the main entertaining, relaxing space. And it's just me, so I don't need much more than this. And then on the ground floor, there'll be a garage, 2-car garage because I have 2 cars. And then the like 3rd bedroom thing I'm going to use as a exercise room. So I'm going to put all my dumbbells, barbells, weight rack, everything in there. So I actually took a tour of a townhouse that is exactly like this a couple months ago, and I'm looking for one in Florida. Okay, so that's all way too much detail. The simple slide is just me in the kitchen, my beautiful white kitchen, cooking a ribeye steak on my cast iron grill. So here I am cooking it. I've got the olive oil in there. It's going. I'm putting the steak on there. It's like creating the perfect sear. I'm basting it a little bit with butter. And I'm actually making 2 steaks because someone's over at my house. I'm entertaining, right? So I've got 2 amazing ribeye steaks. I've got a bottle of wine and some sparkling water. I don't drink, so I would drink sparkling water. My nice lady friend who's going to be visiting will be drinking the wine. And so it's me cooking the steak, serving the steak, sitting down, having a wonderful dinner together and conversation. And that's the scene. I just go through that over and over again. And I live in that feeling. I live in that feeling on how fun that would be to be entertaining this sweet, sexy, spiritual girl who I just met, I guess, and I'm starting to develop something. But all that is kind of contained. You can see how I'm smiling already. This is a good feeling scene, right? Like, this is what you want. You want a good feeling scene. It's up to you to create the scene whatever you want, so might as well make it good feeling. Okay, that's scene number 1. Scene number 2, lean, fit, and muscular. I've put on some weight over the past year doing this rideshare project. I want to get all this weight, this fat off. I want to continue to build muscle, maintain the muscle I have. So 190 pounds. That's about 40 pounds lighter than I am right now. So, got a ways to go here, but that's okay. We focus on the end state. Me at 190 pounds, I'm pretty lean. I'm shredded because I'm carry a lot of muscle mass. So at this point, I have a chiseled face. You can see my cheekbones more. I just look more healthy and more svelte and more shredded. I've got nice abs. Definitely will have washboard abs at this weight. And then I have good muscular development. I'm not just skinny. Still maintaining personal records on all my major lifts, so I haven't lost any strength. And the weight that I have lost has been mostly fat, 95% fat. Maybe I've gained muscle from where I am now as well. Okay, so that's the second scene. So I go through that really quickly. It's just more like visualizing. I can show you a picture, which I'll insert here, of last time I got lean. It was a couple years ago. So I want to get back to that, but this time I should be more muscular than this. And so I've done it before. I don't have a lot of, resistance to this. I know what to do. I've done it before. I just need to do it. And then the third one is a money scene. Now this one has been causing me some trouble. 83,000 in monthly recurring income. So the reason I picked that number is it's $1 million a year. That's my vision. My target slide is to be making $1 million a year, doing what I love. So I just am looking at, this is a really simple scene. I'm looking at my banking app and I'm seeing a very large balance with $83,000 transactions every month. And this is making me feel successful. It's helping me feel secure, confident, comfortable, that I've got a cushion here, that I'm building wealth, and I'm going to have the resources I need to do all the other things I want to do, which is mostly build startups. And also this idea that money in and money out. Money is just energy. It's flowing in and out. It should be flowing easily, just like breathing. So the money out is as easy as the money in. I don't feel anxious about paying bills, about paying my daughter's tuition at college. All this stuff is like super easy for me to do because I've got plenty of money coming in. Okay, this one, the money one, has been difficult. So I'm going to hold this for the next, no, actually I'm going to do it in this video. Let's do it in this video. Let me exit out of this, and I want to show you a technique that I go through when I am stuck on a particular thing. What's coming up in this 83,000 is just general feeling of, I would call it anxiety, uncomfortableness. I feel like my logical mind is jumping in there, like, where exactly is this money going to come from? Or is that really possible? So let me show you what I do in this case. I'm going to switch the screen here, if I may. Oh, no, wait. I don't want to do that. I want to do a mirror. Screen mirror. There we go. Okay, so this is what I call a clearing process. Clearing negative fear-based beliefs. This is also known, this has been somewhat learned by a friend of mine, Nick Bro. You might want to check him out. He calls it the belief tree process. The idea here is to identify the negative or fear-based beliefs that are causing you to feel the way that you're feeling. So in this case, I feel uncomfortable with $83,000 a month, right? Okay, so this is how I'm feeling. So now I want to give it a score. There's two levels of scoring: a doubt score and an unsafe score. So the doubt score are thoughts that I have that cast doubt on whether this is possible or whether I can experience a reality where I'm making $83,000 a month. And the unsafe is a different set of feelings, really, of how this might be unsafe. So the doubt score on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say right now let's say the doubt is 5, and let's say the unsafe is 5. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to ask yourself these two key questions. What would I have to believe is true about myself in order to feel this way? Right? And the unsafe question is a simpler question, which is why this is unsafe because. Okay, what would I have to believe is untrue for me? So number one is I can't create enough value to be worth 83,000 to someone. Right? So who would pay me for this? Right? I'm not good enough. I can't do it. That's number one. That's a doubt. The other doubt is how. How does this happen? The other doubt is, how long does it take? So here's another doubt. Which one of my projects will generate this level of cash, this amount of cash? Okay? This is just a simple example. And you can go on. I won't, in the interest of time, go through all the thoughts that I'm having right now. But those are doubts. Okay, let's take this first one because this is a juicy one. I can't create enough value to be worth 83,000 to someone. I mean, first of all, this is not true. And I do this typically in a different color. My response to myself, this is not true. For example, I once, when I was way back in the day working at AT&T Wireless, I once was assigned this project and I ended up creating a product that was worth $1.5 billion in 90 days. Okay, which is pretty incredible. And yes, I'm talented, but it was also like right place, right time kind of thing. So to say that I'm not capable of creating 83,000 a month or essentially $1 million a year in value is insane. I've done that in this case. I've done it in multiple cases. I could go through other examples where I've created, millions, hundreds of millions, etc. of dollars impact on a business, and I took very little out of that. So $1 million is just not a lot of money, really. I know it sounds crazy to some of us, but it's really not a lot of money. And it's important to take that excess potential away, the excess energy around, whoa, $1 million is so much, it's ridiculous, there's a lot of people out there struggling to make 50 grand, blah, blah, blah. What gives you the right to think you can make $1 million? Well, I don't know, but I am that talented. I can have an impact. I have had an impact on businesses. And the other thing, too, that underlies this question is, this kind of implies that I need to earn it. Do I need to earn it? I mean, if I'm God individualized, if I'm a child of God, isn't abundance my birthright? So I'm not saying that I want to be lazy and have, somebody drop a pile of money on me, but essentially I don't need to earn it. I'm here to experience whatever I want to experience. And if I want to experience $1 million a year, I can. Okay? All I need to do is line up with that, allow that to happen, and be aligned with my higher mind so that I'm taking the necessary steps that I need to take, inspired action to make that happen. So I don't really need to earn it, but in the case that I do, or have had to need to earn it, I've done it before. So this is not a big deal. So this is not true. that I can't create enough value. Absolutely, I can. This is not true. So what I'm doing is I'm identifying this negative fear-based belief, and I am dropping it because after looking at it, I realize that it's bullshit and it doesn't belong to me. So you go through this with every question. Let's do an unsafe one, just so you have an example on the other side. So why is this unsafe? Why would it be unsafe to make this money? Well, it turns out I have some PTSD. Let's see. So my ex-wife will sue me to get more money. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that's crazy. But it's actually has happened before. So I have, and that should have been in purple, sorry. But I have what is considered PTSD. PTSD? Traumatic syndrome. Is that right? Post-traumatic syndrome disorder or something like that. I have PTSD. I do have a situation where after my divorce, I got a new job. I lost that job because it wasn't a fit. And then she immediately sued me for damages because I lost the income. True story. I know. It sounds crazy. It is crazy. Fortunately, I won in that particular hearing. But I know that I have a crazy ex-wife out there that will sue me any chance she gets. So I do feel a little bit of anxiety. It's not really about her. It's about me because we're examining me, not her. And I do feel a little bit of anxiety about making a lot of money. But the fact is, my daughter is now 19. She's 19. She's over 18. So nothing that I make now can impact any kind of support. So whatever is owed in the past is owed. Let's just call that debt. We also have college. My daughter, God bless her, goes to a very expensive school. So we're paying huge tuition. But this is all fixed, okay? It doesn't matter how much I make now. That debt and those costs, they are what they are. So as my income goes up, it doesn't change these things at all. So it's not really relevant at all what my ex-wife will do or not do. It doesn't matter. There's no additional risk. In fact, there's more risk if I don't make money because then I don't pay these things back. So what I have to do is, because of this PTSD, I have a negative association with money. What I'm reprogramming right now is that money is good. Money is safe. Money is security. Money is freedom. Money is liberty. See that? Okay, so in this case, what was coming up were some feelings of unsafety. That's just old residual stuff that's still hanging around. And what I'm going to do is insert some affirmations like this within that slide. So when I'm doing the mini scene of 83,000 a month, I'm going to insert these affirmations. No, money's good. I love money. Money loves me. Money is safe. And it's not so much the words. I'm just getting into that feeling that money's good. I love money. Bring me more money. Money is great. More money, the better. Okay? So this is a clearing process. So now I'm going to stick with these slides. Let's go back. I'm going to stick with these scenes. I originally thought about maybe dropping this money slide here. The money slide. But I'm not going to drop it. I'm going to keep it because... Oh, I lost it. Hold on. Oh, I see what happens. That's weird. I'm going to keep it because I want to work through these issues. So now when I think of looking at my bank balance on my phone, it's like, wow, this feels great. I feel so much abundance. I love money. I love when money comes in. You know, typically in my business, when I cash checks, sometimes I get paper checks from customers, or I did in my old data business. I used to love just getting those checks in the mail, and I would love depositing them. I would actually go to the bank and felt the little deposit slip, and I'd give it to the bank teller, and she deposited it, and I was like, ah, that feels so good. And then later I was doing it through my mobile app. It just deposited. It feels so good. That's the kind of feeling that we're going to bring to money. So listen, this was a bit of a long video, but I hope that's helpful. I wanted to get real with you guys on exactly what's happening. So this is the mini scene process where I am living in these 3 mini scenes as much as I can. I do it at night before I go to bed, in the morning I wake up. But the risk here is you don't want to fall into the place of lack. You have to be feeling like you are there. It's just using your imagination that you are there. And the more that you do that, the more synchronicities are going to come into your life. Just like the 2 examples I shared with you guys in the previous video, the previous episode. So check those out if you haven't. And by the way, if this is helpful to you at all, check out founderdojo.com. We have 2 training programs on there that's super powerful. One is a business model validation course, and the other is a manifestation course, which picks up what we're talking about here, but goes into more detail and gives you the personalized attention that you need to make this stuff work for your situation. So thanks for your time, guys, and I'll see you next time.